basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
All right, Buckeye basketball fans, here we go. Another Big Ten tilt tonight. The Bucks are on the road at Penn State. That's the game. Little Evan Mahaffey action. We've got a Buckeye that used to play at Penn State, and I believe Evan's been pretty good in the two times that he has played his former team. And he's been just one of these guys that if you can get a little something from him, that can be all the difference in the world. Last time out, he had 5 offensive rebounds, and they were all big. They kind of all sparked Ohio State's big second half where they put up 52 points on Iowa. So that was the last time out. Buckeyes are coming off of 2 straight wins now, and they really could use this one. They got the record up to 12-8, but they're still looking to pull even in Big Ten play. So until you do that, every single game has to be viewed as critical, whether it's at home or even on the road. And this would be a great opportunity for the Buckeyes to get even another road victory. And this isn't going to be one that will be difficult because Penn State has chosen to play this at the old rec hall. So this is not their current basketball arena. This is a gym that looks like a high school basketball gymnasium on steroids. Typically, where I'm from, a high school gym was maybe about 2,000 seats. You know, that's about the cap. This one's about 6,500. But when you see the shots of it, if you're going to flip it on TV, you'll notice it's got kind of the same plastic seating on the side and then some bench seating around the behind the baskets in the other areas. But it'll have a cool look to it. And look, it's a weeknight game, and this is something Penn State's trying to do to rev the fans up a little bit. And I like a move like that. This was Jake Diebler on the Coaches Show just a couple of days ago talking about preparing for Penn State in this big road matchup.
Really good team. Really good team. They do a great job forcing turnovers. They got, I think, 5 or 6 guys in double figures, dynamic offensively. So, and then they were nice enough to allow us to play in their old gym, which I'm sure will be a pretty good crowd. So we're expecting it to be a really high-level game.
Yeah, it's going to be one that you're going to have to earn because you look at this Penn State team and they're 13-8. They just played Michigan on the road, really tough. They were actually up by 5 points at about the 2-minute mark, and then Michigan just hit them with a flurry of plays, got some stops. Michigan hit a huge 3 down the stretch, too, that overtook Penn State and got them the lead for good, and they made a couple of free throws and put the Nittany Lions away. So to play that hard on the road and not come away with it, talk to somebody like Ohio State, but almost reverse that for how the Buckeyes have played at home against some really big-time opponents and felt that and knew that they were good enough and capable to get the wins, but just weren't able to make those winning plays in the final minute or two to seal the deal. That's how thin things are. That's how narrow that line is in Big Ten basketball right now. This was a little bit more from Jake on playing Penn State at their old building.
Yeah, we're anticipating it being a great atmosphere, and certainly like really most atmospheres in the Big Ten, right? Mm-hmm. That's what makes it so hard on the road in this league. I've never been in there. We got Coach Battle on our staff who has a thing a thing or two to say about, just how good of an environment it's going to be. But, thankfully we've, obviously coming off a game at Mackey Arena, and which I think is one of the best environments on all of college basketball, we'll lean on that experience.
So their head coach, Mike Rhodes for Penn State in the preseason here told one of the Penn State websites that old school environments kind of allow a program to think outside the box. Of course, we've had that here with St. John Arena, and I loved when Buckeye Hoops played the Friday night games. I think both times they did it here in recent memory were Friday nights when they had a home football game the next day. One of those times I know we were playing Michigan at home the next day, and the first time they did it, there was so much buzz in that gym, and it was so much fun. Rhodes said playing the game in Rec Hall, great environment, on top of the court, old school, sort of like double knot your shoes and let's go to work. A hot gym, hot arena. Everybody walked onto campus. It was a great night. He was talking about, I think, the game from the previous year where, sad to say, I look up and see that they took down a top 15 Illinois team 90-89 back in February of 2024. So they've been doing this a little bit, but of course they typically play at the Bryce Jordan Center. They've been there since 1996. But let's keep breaking this one down. Ohio State trying to get their third straight win on the road, this time at Penn State. Ron Stokes joins us.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
All right, Ron. Well, I just mentioned it there. Little interesting nugget with this game. Not at their typical arena, so they're going to try to pack it in tonight at the Rec Hall. Are you comfortable in there?
I am. Our perch is pretty good. A little higher up than what we would be in the Shot Scene Center, but plenty of room. And you're absolutely right. They have tiles on every single seat in this building.
Oh, boy.
And they're expecting a sellout crowd.
Well, the other thing I mentioned earlier on today is that this Buckeye team just has some recent experience taking on that Mackey Arena crowd. And I don't think there's very many spots in college basketball that can match that arena's vibes. So hopefully that's something that can carry them here tonight, Ron.
And that's the one thing that's really positive about this team. Despite some ugly losses and some disappointing defeats, they still were able to be confident and be able to execute and win in an environment like at Purdue, a team that really never loses there, and they have talent, obviously. And so the expectation is just keep it going, because this team has clearly had a lot of close losses that could have gone the other way. And you look at their record, it could be completely different had a couple of those games gone in their favor. But you could say the same thing for Penn State. This team is talented. They got some really good players. They're going to play inspired basketball here tonight. So Ohio State's got to play their best, like they know they have to when they plan on the road.
Ron, I know that what I'm about to ask you does not have any bearing on this team and the direction I think it's going, but what do you remember about that Penn State road game last season?
Last year,
the 18-point lead for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, we gave that one away. That's right. And you know what's disappointing about that is the fact that where the team was, it kind of like put us back on our heels a little bit.
It did.
It was a very deflating loss because, on that plane ride coming back, we knew that, you just don't do that. And then you complicate that by doing it again in Columbus against an Indiana team. So that really was a very disappointing factor for this team and kept them out of the NCAA tournament.
That was a team that was 8-1 going on the road to Penn State, and they won their next 4 games after that, too, to get it to 12-2, which is kind of shocking to look back on last year to see how it ended. But Ron, there's a lot of excitement for these guys here. And, John Mobley had a great game last time out, and he's still not even shooting it the way that we know he can shoot it. He could step up tonight. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's still interesting that at some point you would hope that he's going to string a couple games together, Tim, where he's just going to be on fire from long range, because we know he has that talent and that skill set. But I really believe a lot of his struggles has to do with how the opposition is defending him. They know that they don't want to give him any room, but he is definitely making up for it. His defense is better. His passing has been outstanding. So I think Jake Diebler is really happy with the young man's maturity and being able to understand that you can impact a game other than just making three-point shots.
Dial up that defense. Keep it on Ace Baldwin and Nick Kern and see what happens tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need to do a lot of that. Take care of the ball. I mean, clearly, Penn State's a team that will try to speed you up and turn you over. They like to score a lot of points, similar to what we saw with Iowa. But it's a game that Ohio State can come out and be effective and get a win, and we can have a nice flight back to Columbus.
All right, settle in, everybody. We got 45 minutes of basketball talk coming up here as we get ready for tip-off at 6:30. Penn State hosting our Ohio State Buckeyes tonight. Thanks a lot, Ron.
All right, go Bucks.
Go Bucks indeed. He is Ron Stokes. He will be with Skip Mossick and Paul Keels to bring you that pregame show. I will see you after it's done for postgame, hopefully talking about a big Buckeye basketball victory. Buckeye Hoops at Penn State next on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, But along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Celebrate women in sports. Join Ohio State women's basketball on Sunday, February 2nd for a special Women in Sports and Alumni Night. The Buckeyes take on Washington at the Shop. Be part of this great evening and get your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
A system for every home and every budget at Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and tax credits up to $2,600. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and 7 weeks ago I decided to make a change, and now I'm down 37 pounds. Only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. I'm chasing Willie around like it's nothing, throwing him up in the air, running after the dog, all kinds of good things. Something that used to leave me gassed. And you know what? If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, gone. Poof. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at the Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. And more importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, is the health guru. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule from what to eat to when to eat. No meds, no gimmicks. Just a plan straight up that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control with Awaken 180. It is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes,